Hey everyone, this is Amy with Pretty Presets, and I am going to show you a couple different things that you can do in Lightroom that you may not be familiar with. I was up early this morning, and so I decided to get on the internet and see what was going on in the group. And there were some questions about the gradual filters and what they can do. And so I said that I would make a video showing that. And then there was also a question about being able to apply one of the flares or anything actually in the Luminance collection, and then being able to move those. There's little pins there that you can move because sometimes it will fall on the person's face and you don't want that, but you still want the look of whatever preset you had just applied. So I'm going to do kind of a start to finish edit on this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to crop this just a little bit. I'm going to close it. I'm going to zoom in on her face, and I am going to do some skin smoothing. This is a session that I am already done with, so I'm not worried about all of this being like exactly perfect. Okay, I just want to do this so that you can see what it will look like from beginning to end. I'm going to pick a new brush and I'm going to add clarity. I think I've said this before. My general workflow for working on faces is doing a skin smooth and then clarity for around the eyelashes, the eyebrows, whoops, and sharpening the eyes. And sometimes I go in and do a little bit of lips, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to choose one more so that I can get some more sharpness with her eyes there. And I think I want to increase the exposure in them just a little bit, and I'm going to up the clarity just a little bit as well. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to hit done on that. We're going to close. We've already got that closed out. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to do a really basic edit. It's usually what I do right away. I'll do a quick clean, and then you can see just with that one little thing right there, the difference that that made. So we'll do that. A lot of times I'll do the center light, but I don't really need to for this photo. We'll see what it looks like. Actually, we'll go ahead and leave that. Contrast, and there are a lot of different, this is one of those collections, even though it's like a workflow collection, you can add and build onto it. So you can choose one from number, or one preset from group with the number 1, then one with the number 2, one with number 3, one with number 4, one with number 5. Sometimes I really just go over them and I just kind of like choose what I want to get the finish that I want. Tones warm, that's what I want. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to increase the contrast a bit. Like I said, this is my style. This is how I generally edit when I am doing like my own picture. So I will go down there. I will do that. Bring the noise up just a little bit. Okay, I really like that, and I can show right here just the difference that that makes right there. Huge difference. So I'm going to go back to here. Now this right here is your graduated filter. So I'm going to click on that, and then these are the presets that come with that. And what I have also learned recently is that if you just click on your graduated filter, you don't necessarily have to use one of these. You can use something else on here if you want to, like say from the Color Luxe brushes. You could use a brush from that collection if you wanted to, but I like to stick to these right here. Somebody was asking, how can you do more with the sky? You can use this one right here. One of the graduated filter presets is Blue Skies. Then we've got, a few more here. So I think these are great. For this, I'm actually going to use Depth and Drama. Let's see what that does. You need to start, and I could be wrong about this. This is how it's worked for me. So if it works differently, if there's another way to do it, feel free to let me know. But usually you have to start at the edge. So you would start here, here, or here. You wouldn't want to start down here because she's down right here. So, or you could start it in a corner as well. So you could go this way, or you could be very gentle with it, and you could go this way. And then you just leave that there. See, I didn't have to click anything else once I let go of it. See how it stays just like the plus sign? Then you come over to the other side, and you can do that there. Then you come up here, you can do one there, and you could probably come up here and do one if you wanted to. I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't really fall on her because, whoops, see, this happens to me a lot where it just kind of goes around there. Okay, so now we're going to hit close, and that to me made a huge difference in what was going on around here. It kind of made this darker, and it made her stand out even more. So, and I love that. So that is how you do your graduated filters. So let's find another one with her that I can add a, I always zoom it in to see the eyes first to see if it's one I'm going to use. And yes, I know her hand is chopped off down there. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm not going to, let's see, one right here. We'll do, oops, make that a little bit smaller. So this is like a 2-for-1 video. You're going to learn 2 things in one here. So we kind of went over her right there. I always go down the neck a little bit, and that's all I'm really going to do that at, just because we're focusing on doing something else. So I've got that. We'll add that. We'll add that. We will go through and make it matte. Go through, tones warm. Okay, and then I can close that out and increase this. I always decrease that just a little bit. Okay, so now we are going to use our flares, and you'll see, okay, and just remember, I've said this before, my flares are kind of in a weird, wonky sort of way, so don't get all weirded out if you see that mine look different than yours do. It's just because I had an earlier version and I still haven't put the other set on. So, okay, let's see. Okay, so here's a perfect one. Okay, say we like this, say we like the extra little subtle color that it adds, but it's on her face and we don't want that. So what we do is we come over here and we're either going to use this or this, because pretty much all of these right here were created using one of these two. So you click on it, and then you see these pins right here. Okay, so I'm going to click on that pin. That's a big pin. That covers a lot. And then here's a smaller one. Okay, so we can tell then from clicking on this one, this is the one that's covering her face. So that's going to be the one that we want to move. And maybe we want to move it over here. Oh, but it's still too big. But guess what we can do? We can change it. We have control. So now we've changed it. We can take it, we can go up this way, and we can bring it, I'm trying to get it to go, there we go. I want to go this way, and then up out of her face, and now we can make it go more that way, and then again we'll just move it out of her face. We'll turn it. And then let's close that, see what it looks like. I really like that. So see the difference? This is what it looks like now, that's what it looks like before. Now, just so you can see, this was using the flares and then totally adjusting them. That's the great thing that I love about them, is you can totally make them work for you. So what I always do when I'm looking for a flare to use is I've got my preview window right here, and I'm always like, I just kind of scroll down and go, okay, I'm going to find the one that works for me. Oh, bingo, there it is. So I find it, and then I click it, and then I know that I can click on those pins and then just totally rearrange things and make it work for my picture. And I think that by doing that, what we did with moving the pins over here and still keeping the one over here, it kind of gives it a nice even light over here, so that it doesn't look like all the light was coming down from this direction. Because one thing I've heard people say is that, well, it doesn't look very believable if you've got this light coming from here and it's so strong, but then it's so much darker over here. Well, what we just did was we kind of leveled that out, and it gave her kind of a nice, you know, a lighter tone. Here's the other one that we just did in the exact, you can see down here, these are the frames that I took. So this is the frame here that we're on. So 1, 2, 3 frames later, in a completely different edit, this is the look that we get, because I chose to do the graduated filters with this. And with this one, we did the flares and adjusted it to our liking. So hopefully you have learned something new today, and you'll be off to edit pictures and making people happy. Thanks. Have a great day, everybody.